Okay, so
So
what the hell is
Reddit has
happening
been
now?
having, as we all know, Reddit has been having what you would call a collective mental health crisis.
Sounds about right.
A big one. Very big collective mental health crisis. Take a look at this. Muskrat's henchmen have been identified.
So shaving their heads is the least that should happen. What? What? But what the hell? What are they angry about this time? Is it just because of the Doge Bitcoin? What?
Shaving their heads is the least that should happen.
No, what?
Their names. Drag their fucking bodies. It's time to drop the mitts.
You want people murdered because sorry about the ant, Asmongold. You're used to cockroaches, it's fine. You want people murdered for making Bitcoin? Oh, I am wait. Wait, no. This isn't Dogecoin. This is Doge, as in Department of Government Efficiency. So now they're calling for the death of government officials. Okay.
You need to know which knees to cripple, how many to cripple, and where the data got sent. It's time to...
I mean, hey, you're talking a lot of shit, and if you're a credible threat, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if you got hit. That's all I'm saying.
hunt. All of these people live somewhere. It's time to do more than dragging names. Let's drag their necks up by a large coil of rope.
Reddit is really just the fucking worst people. And I guarantee every single one of those people looks exactly the way you imagine they look. And it's not pretty.
If they feel they can walk into your government buildings with impunity, just remember they all have addresses of their own.
These people are government officials. You're talking about a government official. That's the department of the government now. You're talking about a government official. Congratulations, you're calling for terrorism. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, you're an idiot, but yeah.
This is from 8 hours ago.
Nazi stooge needs to be shot. Yeah, he's a Nazi because he disagrees with you politically. What the fuck are these guys
With 1,000 upvotes. I'll say it. The Nazi stooge needs to be shot. Dox these people and let us deal with them. Where are they on media? Where do they live? Pink miss
This is now a war. Why? Because you've declared it?
them all.
There are cause for being the enemy, and these people, make no mistake, are the enemy. Why are they the enemy? Because you don't like Elon Musk. That's it. You've decided that you don't like Elon Musk, and so now these people are evil. So evil. And that's just the end of it, right?
They need to understand that this is now a war, and in war there are costs for being the enemy, and these people, make no mistake, are the enemies. Now, this may sound crazy, but they had addresses. Not saying someone should pay
Yes, you are.
them a visit, but doing this type of thing to the American people should result in you fearing for your life if you get to keep it.
And what exactly did they do, by the way? Like, from what I understand, they're kind of just going around firing government officials that aren't doing their job. And that's reason enough that you want them dead. Okay.
So we have a situation on Reddit.
We have a lot of people that need visits from the FBI. Because hey, last I checked, you start throwing around death threats for important people, that's what happens. That's what happens. The cops show up. Hey, that's all I'm saying. That's all. I'm not saying it needs to happen. I'm not saying it should happen. I'm not saying these people deserve it. I'm just saying it's what should happen. Actually, I am saying it should happen, because if you're calling for the actual death of somebody,
This is a collective mental health crisis on Reddit. Wow. Deranged.
yeah, it's insane to me how Asmongold of all people is the fucking sensible one here.
This is insane.
Extremists.
I can't even believe this.
Make asylums great again. Jail, no different than MAGA. Yeah,
Not gonna lie, these death threats should lead to Reddit sanctions to control it.
absolutely. Well, not sanctions, but these people should have their accounts banned.
I think they should.
Maybe not sanctions. I don't think that they should, like, sanction Reddit itself, but it's like, hey man, this is a crime. You need to control that.
I do. I think this is same with Pro Luigi. Now everybody cries. I said this shit was a problem. I said it was a problem. Nobody wanted to listen to me. Everybody said it didn't matter. And now it's happening again. There we go. You were right. I knew this shit was going to happen. It's obvious it's going to happen.
Yeah.
Like, it's not like, oh, wow.
One person does it, everybody else celebrates. That means that the next guy is going to think, oh, people are going to like me more if I do this. And, you know, it's just going to keep getting more and more popular the more it happens.
I can't believe I'm so smart. No, it's fucking obvious this shit was going to happen. Absolutely. What's Pink Mist?
When you... Pink Mist is what happens when you hit an infantry target with an anti-material caliber. As in 50 caliber or higher. If you hit infantry with it, and by that I mean a person, the person turns into a cloud of pink.
If you like you blow somebody up and it vaporizes their body, and the pink is from the blood, simple, and skin, you know, put together.
Yeah, the blood, everything, right? It's people mist. That's what that person is basically calling to, you know, yeah.
It's
What was that person talking about Destiny for? Destiny had a tweet implying Luigi should have got Elon. Of course he did. Destiny's a libtard.
It's killing him, basically. It's vaporized. Yeah, it's killing him. That's it. I think Luigi's on a different scale. It's different defending a murderer and calling for mass death. Not really. I mean,
because here's the thing, right? The reason people were defending Luigi wasn't because he killed somebody that deserved to die. No. Because nobody knew the guy. Nobody knew the person who was killed. The person who was killed was not an individual, as far as a lot of the people who were celebrating the killing cared. The person who was killed was a healthcare CEO. And those people who were celebrating that, who thought that it was a good thing to have happened, believe that healthcare CEOs and other people that they consider responsible for the harm in their own lives, which 99% of the time are not in fact responsible for any of that, they believe that those people are valid targets for violence. And when that happens, any time someone actually goes and commits that violence, it emboldens everybody else. It's like you have a dam, and that dam is people's common sense. And then the moment something breaks that, the moment there's a flaw, everything comes crashing down, right? This happens all the time, right? How many times have we all seen a situation on TV? Hopefully you haven't had to deal with that in real life, but, you know, how many times have we seen a situation of there's a protest happening and then someone throws a rock and it hits a cop and the cop falls over and now it's a riot, and all of those people who 5 seconds ago were content just screaming to make their point made, just holding up signs, now they're, you know, rushing into buildings, breaking windows, setting things on fire, doing all sorts of chaos, right? It happens all the time. When tensions are high, all it takes is a spark, and the spark was Luigi.
You're right. It is different. It is different.
Yeah, scale obviously matters. Scale obviously matters. Scale obviously matters. It, in fact, matters way more than people give it credit for. However,
it's different. They're both bad, though, right?
Yeah.
They're both bad.
Exactly.
And so, anyway, we got this shit going on. Reddit's got to get this under control.
Mm-hmm.
They really have to get this under control.
Yes.
Because if they don't get this under control, somebody else is going to get it under control for them. And that's going to be the government.
Yes, absolutely. with this much sentiment, and yeah, sure. Oh, there's a bunch of like random messages, yeah, but a bunch of these random messages have hundreds, if not thousands, of support from other people who agree. When that's the case, when you have that many people who are self-radicalizing in this echo chamber for all intents and purposes, because these people don't go outside, these people don't talk to anybody outside of Reddit. They only talk about this on Reddit because this is the only place where they're allowed to talk about it like this. Reddit does need to curtail this. Reddit does need to not encourage this. Reddit does need to break these people up. And I'm absolutely not a fan of going, oh no, you're saying something wrong, banned. Absolutely not. I don't think anybody is. At the same time, oh, you're advocating for violence. Yes, this is something that is not protected speech. This is something that we don't want anywhere. Go away forever. Never come back.
I'm going to be honest here. These are death threats.
Yes.
These are calls to violence.
Yes. It's not protected
there needs
speech.
to be accountability for...
If you say this, you go to jail. If you go around advocating for violence like this, you go to jail. No matter who you are.
this type of behavior. We have rules. There are laws. Reddit needs to follow these laws. And this is over the line.
Yeah.
This is not free speech. This is not free speech. Not
Nope.
even in America is this free speech.
Yep. And it really does come down to just the fact that the difference between free speech and a death threat is free speech is, hey, I think these people are doing something that is really bad. I think that they are ruining people's lives. I think they're destroying our government. I think they're doing this, and this. Hell, saying, I think these people are Nazis, fascists, all that's it. All of that is protected speech. All of that is free speech. The Nazi and fascist part can kind of get into the whole, slander deal. You can be liable for some of these accusations, but it is protected for the most part. None of this is protected. All of this is call for physical violence. All of this is calls to action.
Looks like Section 230 is on the table of retraction if this keeps going. It is.
Section 230? What the hell's what the fuck is that? Section 230. Communications Act 1934 that was enacted as part of the Communications Decency Act of 1996. Title 5 of the Telecommunications Act generally provides immunity for online computer services with respect to third party. Yeah. Yep. And if Reddit doesn't get this shit under control, that just might get repealed. You don't want that. You do not want people talking about how maybe that's a bad thing. You never want that conversation to happen.
It is.
Never.
And I think people need to make sure that the administration is aware of this. Kash Patel, yeah, bro, like I tweet this at him. Let him know.
Yeah.
Do we know if these accounts have been banned? Let's
That's
find
something
out. I gotta
to
look
check
these
out.
up off stream, off camera, because in case it's NSFW. It's
Obviously,
looking
yeah.
like this individual just made a post 1 minute ago, and they have indeed not been suspended.
They should be suspended. Removed. Just, oh, look at that. How much karma you have. Boop.
So that's 1 for 1, not suspended. 0 francs and beans. All right, let's go ahead and look at this next person. We're going to see if they've been suspended as well. It looks like, in fact,
none of these
this
people are
individual
suspended.
right here, that made all these...
And notice how they're all from around... Wait, hold on. Okay, no. But that's 2 accounts that high comment, low posts.
people live somewhere. This person right here who made a post 7 hours ago, their account is still active and going on Reddit.
Yeah.
So there has been nothing that's happened to them. Do a prediction. This is 3 hours ago. Yep, he's still cooking. He's still cooking. Right
Yeah.
here, we have another individual right here. It's this person here. Made this comment 5 hours ago based off of the collage. Copy paste. This is an image. I can't copy paste. And so we've got another person right here. Nobody has been suspended. So we are at 3 for...
And again, it's like, oh, and this guy's from... wow, this person does nothing but comment to have this much karma in such a small amount of time.
3 of people that are making
I say that I have no idea how common karma works or post karma. Like, do you get it like from recent stuff, or is it just like you just hold on to it forever?
threats on the accounts, on their account, on Reddit that have not been suspended. Drag their fucking bodies. Time to drop the mitts. Okay, so this person, clearly a call for violence, right? I know this might come as a surprise to you guys.
Not banned.
But their account is still active.
And hey, this one actually posts on occasion.
That's right. It's still active. We are at 4 for 4. People that are making death.
And by the way, these are all recent accounts so far, actually. These are all from post-2020. That kind of makes me think that these are all like 16 to 19-year-olds. These are kids. These are fucking stupid-ass, retarded-ass kids. That's all it is.
Threats. Openly calling for violence and to kill government employees. Let's see the rest of them. The Nazi stooge needs to be shot. I would say this is a call for violence.
I mean, yeah. What? Whoa! Guys! No way! Saying someone needs to be shot is a call for violence, bro!
This might be a big shock for you guys.
Not bad.
Somehow, it was.
He probably said the N-word. Unrelated.
4 out of 5.
Guaranteed it's unrelated. Probably just said the N-word somewhere.
That's a W for Reddit. I'll give it to him. That's good. Now, and dox these people and let us deal with them. I would say this is kind of a bad one. Let's take a look at this.
Mm-hmm.
I know this might be a big surprise.
Not banned.
But there you go. Yep. Let's go be friends with these guys and visit them in their homes. So this is even this person is posting regularly.
Mm-hmm. And it's always the same shit. It's always around, hey guys, we should go murder people because we disagree with them politically.
Wait till you get your first whiff of tear gas. Don't puss out when the time comes. So this person...
Oh, god damn it. These people are so fucking stupid. It's like a baptism. Uh-huh.
Is a Reddit revolutionary right here. He's still posting violent content at this very moment. So let's take one more.
Deranged people.
One more, gentlemen.
Deranged people whose opinion is worth about as much as, you know, an open marriage.
Dr. Pencil Binder.
Bender.
There it is. That's his most recent comment, 19 hours ago.
Mm-hmm.
And you can even see the post right here.
And of course it's on Bluesky. Of course it's on Bluesky.
Everybody's waiting on Monday, so this is a post here. Clubhouse participants only. Waiting on, if everybody's waiting on Monday to file law.
Dude, like, straight up. This is the sort of thing that might just get Reddit to suffer some serious consequences for not properly monitoring its content. And it's like, I say properly because they do monitor the content, right? Like, if you have a right-wing or a right-leaning subreddit, there's a good chance that it's going to get banned, even if you don't really do anything that bad. I've seen it happen, right? It's like, oh no, you guys are like fostering Nazis and fascists and all that stuff. And meanwhile, you've got people here actually advocating for Nazi tactics, actually advocating for fascist tactics, actually advocating to just completely other and turn violence upon their political enemies. But because it's against right-wing people, because it's from a left-wing perspective, it's fine. And it is very, very obvious that that's happening. And this isn't me saying that left or right is good or evil, right? There is a very clear bias when it comes to Reddit and how it monitors this stuff and how it moderates this stuff. And it's a problem. It's a very big problem because it emboldens these people who basically consider right-wingers to be fair targets for violence. And not just like, you know, a couple of years ago it was punch a Nazi, now it's shoot a Nazi. And it's like, yeah, these people are getting more and more radicalized, and yeah, they're causing violence. It happens. I'm not saying any one of these specific people has done it, but I guarantee that there's a reason why more and more we see mass shooters that are inspired by Reddit.
Lawsuits, no mercy. If all these are confirmed, I say drag their names. I would bet Elon is there. These are people that are advocating for doxing and political violence. This, in my opinion, needs to be stopped.
I mean, yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. If you're posting shit like this and you're doing it from being an American, which I guarantee most of these people are, yeah, you deserve to have the FBI knocking on your door and saying, "Hey, are you fucking I don't know, sensitive cancel 313? Are you Pencil Bender? Are you Arclight? Are you Fonzie Loco on Reddit? Are you? Is that you? Is that your name on Reddit? Yeah? All right. Step outside for us."
This needs to be stopped before it gets worse. And that's
already
what's
gotten
going
worse.
to happen.
Yeah, oh yeah.
I want to let
Either Reddit stops it or the government does, because the government doesn't let shit like this slide. And especially not somebody like Elon Musk, who is, you know, very active on social media, who is very active on X and Reddit and all this other shit, right? He knows all this stuff is happening. He sees this stuff. And now that he has the ability to step in and actually get the government to do stuff about it, he just might. And I'm saying that as it being a good thing, because I do think it would be a good thing for these people to lose their space to talk.
these people know that when you do this, the other people that are on the other side are going to do this to you.
Yep. And funnily enough, and I know this is weird, right? If you start a conflict between a side who hates guns and a side who likes guns, the side who likes guns is going to win, right? If you start a conflict between people who are shut-ins that barely ever go outside and a side of people who actually do go outside and actually interact with the world around them, the side that interacts with the world around them is going to win. And here's the thing. I understand that most of these people in government, they are shut-ins. They work corporate jobs. They don't really go outside all that much. But the cops, which is who these people are going to have to deal with, those cops spend a lot of time outside. Those cops train. Those cops carry weapons. Those cops are very, very well educated in the application of violence. And that's who these people are picking a fight with. It's the cops. It's the police force. It's, the justice system. Because what these people are advocating for is criminal. Hell, what these people are doing is criminal.
They are. They're going to do this to you and you're not going to like it. Because they're the ones that are going to have, that maybe they're actually going to do. I disagree. Oh, do you think like this is it?
You can disagree all you want. It does not matter how much you disagree. It's still true. It's still true that these people will absolutely start violence, and they will absolutely have that violence turned on them, and all of a sudden, they're the victim. Because their fucking arm is about as thick at the bicep as mine is at the fucking wrist. And they take a swing at you, and their fucking wrist gets sprained, and then you take a swing at them, and you feel their ribs crack, right? It doesn't go well for these people. It's why they turn into school shooters.
Yeah, tit for tat. Yeah.
There's a reason Reddit is the school shooter app.
This is going to keep going. They already do. No, you're not like this.
Yeah.
Absolutely not. And so I don't think this breaks the First Amendment.
I saw somebody
Absolutely
in the chat
not.
saying censoring discontent people won't make them go away. You are correct. However, we are not censoring discontent people. That's not what anybody here is advocating for. What we are advocating for is the outright punishment of somebody who is advocating for violence. We're not saying censor them. We're not saying take away their Reddit. No, we are saying call the cops on them. We are saying knock on their door and say, hello, are you fucking, I already said all these names, but fuck it. Are you Pencil Bender? Yes? Alright, you are under arrest for making death threats against government officials. End of conversation. That's it. That's what you need to do to these people.
And so I don't think this breaks the First Amendment.
If you unironically say that, I don't think you think at all.
Second Amendment is going to give people the ability to commit violence against people and protects the First Amendment. That only implies the First Amendment is meant to organize for the purpose of violence in the first place. I want to... So,
this guy's an idiot.
I want you to just...
So, let's actually read this, right? I don't think this breaks the First Amendment. It does. First of all. The Second Amendment is meant to give people the ability to commit violence. No, it's not. Protects the First Amendment. No. The Second Amendment gives you the ability to defend yourself. Yes, that means committing violence, but it is committing violence under a very specific context. That context being that violence is being committed or is about to be committed against you. All right? So, while yes, the Second Amendment does protect your right to fire a weapon at a government official, but that is only under the situation that that government official is actually violating your rights. This is why when there was a shooting a couple of years ago between a man and some police officers who had failed to identify themselves as police officers when they, broke into his house to arrest somebody, he was able to get away because he has every right to carry a firearm and to defend himself. Key words here. Defend. What these people are advocating for is political violence against the people that they disagree with. That's not what the Second Amendment is for. That's also not what the First Amendment is for, especially considering the First Amendment is not meant for death threats. In fact, death threats are not protected under the First Amendment because the First Amendment does not protect calls to action that might lead to other people being hurt. Surprise, surprise, It's almost like this has been discussed a million times before.
Say it right now. You think that it is your First Amendment right to make a call to kill a government employee? Just say yes or no. Very simple yes or no question. Is that a First Amendment right or not?
We got to get a Pepsi.
It is not.
No. Okay.
So what the fuck was that paragraph you wrote, dumbass?
So what are you talking about? What are we doing? Yeah, obviously not, right? Obviously, right? So, what are you typing about? We need our politicians, especially Trump, to stop with the us versus them rhetoric?
What? Shut the fuck up.
No, rhetoric isn't a problem. The words are the problem.
Not to mention, it's not like Trump started the shit. It's not like he's doing any amount of that shit. He's saying, hey, this person is being incompetent, he's not doing a good job. So, I'm going to hire the best people for this job. I'm going to pick people who disagree with me here, and people who disagree with me there. These people who I think are good at this job. That's why he's got Tulsi Gabbard, who's talked shit about him. It's why he's working with governors who have said all sorts of things about him. He doesn't care. He thinks they're good at the job, so he's hired them. The us versus them thing has always been something that's been turned against Trump. I'm not even a Trump supporter or nothing. But he didn't start that shit. He's not even one of the most guilty of it. You want to talk about the people who are guilty about that shit? Rights are a difficult subject, should be handled through the legal system, and it's very messy these days. You're a goddamn moron, and you're a coward too. But the idea that the us versus them mentality is anywhere other than mostly left-wing media is ridiculous. It is ridiculous, because for every one person who is right wing and doing the us versus them shtick, there's like 5 to 10 left wingers doing the same thing or far, far worse.
Rights are a difficult subject and should be handled through the Supreme Court in Austin. It's very in the Supreme Court system. It's very messy these days. Okay, so then yeah, all right. So there we go. So you're not gonna make it. You know. Bro. You know. What are you doing? You know. It's obvious. You know. Why are you playing games?
Because he's a bitch. He wants attention, but he's too much of a pussy to say anything.
Why you tap dancing? Everybody sees this.
Yeah, everybody knows this shit's not allowed. Everybody
You're
knows this is a
roaching
crime.
out. Word soup equals an answer. Yep, there
Pirate software moment, roaching out.
it is. Are you all fucking insane? Trump's
Nah, that's too much. That's too much. No, I'm kidding.
started all this. Please check at the rope and hang. If somebody does this that's a Trump person, then tell me and I'll call them out.
Yeah.
When was the
Absolutely.
last time you complained about the right doing death threats on Twitter?
How often does the right do death threats on Twitter? And it gets massive support. How often does that happen? It doesn't.
The last time it was sent to me and I saw it. Let me ask you a question.
When was the last time you saw that? Yeah, exactly.
Is this good or bad? Is it good or bad what they're saying?
Do you think it's any better on Twitter? Why are you focusing on Reddit? I'd say Twitter's actually worse in this respect. Twitter's much worse than Reddit for threats. It's like, what the fuck are you talking about? What do you mean? What do you mean, and what do you consider a death threat?
It's simple. Is it good or bad? It's bad. Okay. All right. So it's bad. So what's the problem? Okay. So I said this thing's bad.
Curious you haven't seen it till now. That's just not true. He's talked about it before.
And you're mad that
He's talked about right wingers being stupid before. He's talked about this sort of shit before, but like he's looking at this example now, and this is very, 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 very basic deflection shit. It's like, oh, you're talking about this being bad, but you never talk about this other thing being bad. Why aren't you talking about this other thing being bad? Because that other thing isn't happening right now. This is happening right now. So we're talking about this right now because this is relevant right now. It's as simple as that, right? What this idiot is doing is stop talking about this. Talk about other hypothetical things that aren't present because they don't relate to the people that I've identified with. That's it. That's all this is.
it's bad, even though you agree with me that it's bad.
Oh, because he wants you to stop talking about this because he agrees with these people.
But
Twitter is notorious for death threats and harassment, but since Elon owns it, nothing will be done. That's not true.
Twitter is notorious for death threats and harassment, but since Elon owns it, nothing will be done.
Simply not true. Not to mention, he said right wingers. Okay. Post some pics.
That's not true. I have said over and over and over about Twitter. I have complained about this on Twitter.
True.
Constantly. I have said this is happening on Twitter constantly. And it is worse on Twitter. You're right. This isn't a competition. It's bad to do this. It's literally that fucking simple. Yeah, more users? No. Well, regardless of how many
More popularity usually means that the problems that affect one side affect the other side even more, right? Because it's bigger.
users it is, anybody who does it
Should no longer be a user. They should just be removed outright.
is doing it wrong. I think he's saying you only criticize one time. You're an Elon lover, bro. You won't
That's not true.
criticize Twitter.
What?
So, if I provide you with an example of me criticizing Twitter that is a specific concrete example, is that going to be enough for you?
No, of course not, because these people have made their mind up already without evidence. So it's like you say all the time, Asmongold. It's like the Roach Lord himself has said before, right? You can't logic a person out of a position they didn't logic themselves into. They have no evidence of Asmon being an Elon lover. The most they have is like, oh, you've agreed with him a couple times, and so obviously you're an Elon lover because Elon Musk is always wrong. So if you agree with him, you're agreeing not because he's right, but because you're an Elon lover. That's it. That's all it is.
Or are you just going to move the goalposts and say that's different? Because I can give examples.
Yeah, but then they're just going to say, oh, but everybody disagrees with that, so it doesn't count. Yeah. So it does, yeah, no.
Right? I could give, for example, the time where Nick Fuentes was doxxed. And I was massively against that, and I said that was horrible.
Absolutely, that was terrible. It was terrible that he was doxxed. And I think he was completely in his right to just immediately pepper spray the woman who just walked up to his house and tried to get at him immediately after somebody tried to go to his house, right? Like, I think he was completely in his rights to just see somebody approach his house while recording, immediately recognize that, oh, okay, this person's here to fuck with me. Pepper spray. I think he's well within his rights.
And I said Twitter.
And I think that the person was very stupid for, trying to step to somebody's house just to pick a fight. Like, what are you fucking doing? You're lucky it was pepper spray.
Massively fucked up. I could give the example of when Grums, people keep tweeting things about being violent to Grums.
Oh yeah, those people should be banned. I've reported a bunch of those people. None of them get banned. It's kind of disappointing.
I think anybody,
and not just Grums, like tons of people. Anytime I see somebody doing death threats, I report it for glorification of violence and all harassment and all that shit. Nobody ever gets banned. It's kind of sad, but yeah, nobody gets banned on either side.
That does that should be immediately permabanned.
Agreed.
Here, let me make it extremely clear so everybody can understand it. If you make a call to be violent towards a person, you should get banned.
Yes.
On Reddit, TikTok, Twitter, or Instagram.
And, polite society in general, like just jail. Maybe not for like a long time, but like jail, a couple months. A day. Just sit in jail for a little bit, have a conversation with the police where they explain, hey, let's not do this shit. Because there's consequences.
That's it.
Yeah.
There's a call for violence is a ban.
Yeah, because it's a crime.
That's it. There should be legal action.
Platform owner endorses doxing on Twitter. Shut the fuck up. This is untrue. The idea that Libs of TikTok is a doxer is untrue. I've looked into this multiple times. Every time somebody says, oh, they doxed this person, I go and look it up, and they literally just went and said, this person, and post their name, like the name that they have on that platform, did this, or posted this. That's it. And then somehow that's equal to doxing. The only, I think, 2 times where Libs of TikTok actually went out and posted information that was already, publicly available, whether on TikTok or on Twitter, and they just posted it again, was when somebody was actively doxing other people. That's it. That's the one situation where it happened.
Elon retweets to Libs of TikTok, the biggest doxer on the internet, bro. The platform owner endorses doxing on Twitter. What does that have to do with what I said?
On top of being fake. Like, it's false.
I'm not even going to engage with that because it has nothing to do with the conversation.
And also, it's not true.
You said...
I mean, yes, he retweets Libs of TikTok, but it's basically this... It's basically saying, well, you're friends with that guy who's a Nazi. But that guy isn't a Nazi. He's just right-wing. Or that guy is a fascist, or he's a pedophile, or he's a racist, or he's this or that, or whatever. And it's just not true, right? You've made a statement, and then you've attached a moral value to a part of that statement. Except, by engaging with that statement, most people are going to neglect to engage with the moral value that was assigned, even if that moral value was fake. And I think Asmongold, not being really into the whole debate thing, not really being a talker, he's a yapper, not a talker. You know what I mean? He missed that trick that this person just pulled. He missed that this person snuck that in, just like, like that, and completely neglected to let this person and everybody else present know that what they said is about libs of TikTok is just straight up false.
Said that I don't call out Twitter. I gave you multiple examples of me calling out Twitter.
Selective getting
So
outraged.
now we're moving the goalposts again. This is exactly what I said would happen. I exactly said this would happen. Yes, no, it's bad.
Yeah.
Doxing leads to people finding people to threaten. Yes, anybody who's doxing should get perma'd. It's that simple. If you're doxing, you should get perma'd. That's it. If that's something that Suburban Elon from Twitter,
Retard.
I have not seen Elon post somebody's docs himself.
Yeah.
I have not seen it. Now, maybe I should have. Maybe it happened. I didn't see it, but I certainly didn't see it.
Yeah. It hasn't happened.
Ban it? Yes.
Elon just posts like mildly political stuff and posts a 100 or a fucking emoji or real or true or okay or fucking some other one-word response.
He
That's all it
didn't.
is.
Of course
That's all it
not.
is. Yeah, of course
He
not.
doxed your DMs.
Damn.
That's a
He leaked the DMs. That is not what doxing means, dumbass.
willful dishonesty.
Yeah.
Willful dishonesty. Libs of TikTok should be banned.
No.
If libs of TikTok posted a person's private personal information publicly, then the answer to that is yes.
The only times when they did so was in retaliation for the same thing being done to them, and at that point it's like, hey, the other person wasn't banned, so right. And by the way, this was not in retaliation of somebody just doing it to libs of TikTok. This was in retaliation of somebody doing it to dozens of people, including libs of TikTok.
Do you think I have some kind of allegiance to libs of TikTok? Do you think I give a fuck about that? Do you think
I genuinely do not believe that if you were... Yeah, libs of TikTok was unironically doxed and then responded by doxing the person who doxed them, yeah.
I actually care about libs of TikTok? Fuck no, I don't care.
What is that?
Care about...
I'm trying to, see that thing. Libs of TikTok was not... They have been doxed. Yeah, they've been doxed, and I think they doxed the person back, although it wasn't really a dox because libs of TikTok's stuff wasn't online. The other person actually went full investigate. I think they hired somebody to get their account, to get their information and stuff. And libs of TikTok responded by just reposting publicly available information about the other person's own situation. I don't think they posted the address, they just posted full name and stuff.
Actually care about libs of TikTok?
I'm unaware of it, I'm not a fan of it at all, but I'm
Fuck.
unaware
No, I
of him
don't
doing such
care.
thing. Yeah, he didn't. Libs of TikTok has only posted things you can get in the public space. That is also true, yeah.
No. If they did...
Libs was calling for feds to get people calling for violence. I don't know if that's doxing, it's not. Should Elon be banned for Twitter for this?
They should get banned. People are so radicalized by this type of partisan thinking that they think that you can't have a principled stance on anything if it goes against what's perceived to be your side.
Yes, because they don't have principles, they have a tribe. And then they do whatever the tribe wants them to do.
All of these people should be banned, and a lot of them, I think, should probably be investigated by the FBI.
Yeah,
I do.
absolutely.
I think that we need to hold people like this accountable, and I think that making threats and calls to violence like this is absolutely something that should not be acceptable on any platform on the internet.
Yep,
It's that simple.
it really
And
is.
if social media companies do not moderate and control this stuff,
They need to be
then
moderated.
I think there should be a level of accountability for that.
Yeah.
These social media companies operate at a tremendous privilege that's given to them by the government through Section 230. And if they want to operate with that privilege, they need to make sure that they're doing a good faith effort to prevent death threats and calls to violence for government employees off their website.
Or just abuse in general.
This is embarrassing on Reddit's part.
Yeah.
It is insane that this is even a conversation. Those aren't specific threats, though.
I'm sorry, guys. I'm looking for the ambiguity and I just can't find it.
Yes, they are.
Yes.
Yes, they are.
Bro, like, this guy straight up said they need to be shot. This guy said drag them by the neck by a large coil of rope. That's pretty specific. Shaving their heads is the least that should happen. Like, every single one of the, like, break the knees. This one is unspecific. This one is unspecific. Yeah, like, specific call for death, call for hanging or lynching, whatever you want to call it, call for shooting, call for doxing. This is now a war. Unspecific, sure, fine. Yeah, unspecific, but heavily inferring things. Yeah, specific, like, yeah, these are very specific.
You would never even
Very
dare
explicit.
to tweet something like this at the president.
You wouldn't, absolutely. Absolutely.
And the reason why is because you know you'd have Secret Service at your house.
Yeah. Although, you know, might be a cool experience, you know, getting to meet Secret Service.
You would. You would. You would never do that.
Yeah.
And that's it. Ban the idiot? Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Or anyone that's violent? Yeah, you can't say these things in person. Exactly.
Yeah. Imagine having the balls to say this shit with a cop next to you. Like, you wouldn't say this shit with a cop next to you because you know you'd go to jail right away.
Yeah, tweet it to the president.
Yeah.
Yeah. People want to believe this. You'll see what happens. And that's the way that I see it, holy fucking retards. Well, people are dishonest. A lot of people are dishonest, and it's unfortunate, but it's funny that, in my opinion, I think that's the best response. Because
Excited about Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. I probably won't play it for a while. I'll probably let all the big creators play it and then play it myself.
these people will not actually do that because they know that they will be immediately shut down.
At least on Twitch. Plus, I got other stuff that I want to play.
It will actually fuck up and ruin their own life.
Yep. Because here's the thing. These people are stupid. Very stupid. However, they're not so stupid as to completely disregard self-preservation. They understand that there is a limit to what they can get away with. And because there is a limit to what they can get away with, they understand that, yeah, you're not going to get away with the type of bullshit that you would need to be able to... What is happening with my camera here? What the fuck is happening to my camera? Whatever. These people are stupid, but they're not that stupid. They know what's happening. They know what they're doing. They're not going to just fucking throw themselves into a situation that's going to get them in trouble. They say this on Reddit because they know they're not going to get in trouble on Reddit. And because they know they're not going to get in trouble on Reddit, Reddit needs to be curtailed. Why? Because Reddit isn't doing anything about them. Reddit needs to do their job of moderating the content that goes in their platform. Because if they don't do that, that's going to get removed from them. They're going to say, "Hey, you're not doing your job, right? Like if you're a kindergarten teacher and the kids are just beating the shit out of each other, what the fuck are you doing? You got to keep the peace. You got to make sure this shit isn't happening, right? It's simple as that. It's as simple as that. Let me know what your thoughts are below, guys. What the fuck is there to say, right? Just ban these people, shoot their address over to the FBI and just get it over with. I'll see you guys next time. Cheers.